Hi, and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will talk about the 1987 comedy Summer School, directed by Carl Reiner. It stars Mark Hamill as an apathetic gym teacher stuck teaching summer school classes to a bunch of misbehaved underachievers. Beware, spoilers ahead. We begin our film by meeting Freddie Shoop, a high school gym teacher. He couldn't care less about his teaching job and is simply waiting out the last few minutes of class in anticipation of a planned vacation to Hawaii with his girlfriend, Kim. The energy at Oceanfront High School is electric as students are ready to jump into summer vacation. However, a collection of students are called to the office by Vice Principal Gills and told that they're to attend summer school to retake remedial English. The original teacher assigned to the summer class wins the lottery and immediately quits his job. Gills realizes he has no other choice but to enlist the help of Shoop, as he's the last person around. Gills clarifies that if Shoop turns down the job, he will be kept from getting his tenure. So Shoop is forced to stay in California, as his young girlfriend goes to Hawaii without him. On the first day of summer school, Shoop runs into a fellow teacher, Robin Bishop, teaching in the classroom next door. He's quickly smitten with her, but she's dating Vice Principal Gills and unavailable. The rest of his first day is a disaster. Most of the students ditch, and one large student goes to the lavatory, only to never return. A small group stays behind, including Pam, who is easily distracted and prone to daydreaming, a student named Larry, who sleeps most of the time, a football jock named Kevin, Rhonda, the pregnant teen, geeky Alan with the straight-A siblings, Denise, who complains about not having her license, and two horror film-obsessed underachievers, Dave and Chainsaw. On the same day, Gills brings in a beautiful transfer student from Italy, Anna Maria, who's looking to brush up on her English skills, which obviously delights Dave and Chainsaw. After these students try leaving too, Shoop admits he has no clue how to teach, as he doesn't do much of that in the gym. So the group spends their first few days having fun at the beach, going to a theme park, and then the petting zoo. Gills eventually finds out and threatens to fire Shoop unless they pass their end-of-term test. At his wit's end, Shoop promises each kid a favor if they all study and go along with it. They agree, eventually, and Shoop stands by his word. He first gives Denise driving lessons. He accompanies the pregnant teen, Rhonda, to her Lamaze classes. Kevin now has a partner to help him get better at football. Dave is allowed to throw a party at Shoop's house, which gets out of control and both destroys his furniture and kills his pet goldfish. Larry is given a bed to sleep in the classroom. Chainsaw can screen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in class. Finally, Pam says she'll know what to ask for when the time comes for it. However, Shoop still has no clue how to teach, and his laid-back approach isn't getting the work done. Robin says to try making work fun, and Shoop begins to grow closer to the kids over the next few weeks. They study harder to pass their English basic skills exam, and share the fear that Gills will fire Shoop unless everyone passes. One day, Shoop is arrested and held in jail when he covers for Dave and Chainsaw when police find them in possession of alcohol on the beach. Gills and Robin bail him out. A sympathetic judge at a court hearing sees that Shoop was willing to go to jail to keep his students out of trouble and drops all the charges against him. Afterward, Gills reveals himself to Robin when he states clearly that he doesn't care for Shoop or his students, and she overhears it. This causes her to storm off angrily in response. Later, at the strip club, Shoop is trying to speak with a patron, only to realize that one of the strippers in question is actually Larry, whose seemingly nocturnal behavior is explained by his moonlighting shift at the club, where he pretends to be over 21. He explains that he sees no point in school since he's making so much money stripping in the club. Having finally convinced the students to write their reports, they all seem to be doing better, but still give a half-baked attempt at the class. Shoop returns home with his groceries, only to find Pam on his doorstep with her bags. She decides to cash in her wish then, which is to move in with Shoop, as she's neglected by her family at home. Once he agrees, she introduces him to her family, who are all out back. The next day at school, Chainsaw plays Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the class, clearly enjoying himself as the rest of them sit through the gore. Mr. Shoop shows that their writing skills have improved. He indicates that Chainsaw's letter to the sunglasses company earned the whole class a box of free sunglasses, just as Shoop had promised good writing would get them free things. Over lunch, Shoop and Robin connect with each other over his care for the students. Robin realizes that Gil isn't great, and perhaps she's in love with him. Thanks to Shoop's one-on-one lessons, Denise passes her driving test, while Chainsaw predictably fails once he crashes the car. Shoop comes home to Pam cooking, and the situation scares Robin. She says she's not staying long, and Pam seems relieved, but invites her back for breakfast when she can cook for all three of them. Shoop explains to Robin that nothing is going on between him and Pam, and Robin warns that he could be hurting her by allowing her to stay. Shoop returns to dinner with Pam and tries to establish boundaries but hurts her feelings instead. The next day at school, Pam is still clearly hurt and refuses to do the work. Larry surprises Shoop and turns in his work. He further explains he was fired from his stripper job when his mother came and put $5 in his G-string. He then revealed his age to the employer. The students begin to make more demands of Shoop to continue their good behavior since they've all cashed in their wishes to him. Feeling taken advantage of, he quits his job in anger and leaves. Gil tries to replace Shoop, but the students decide they want Shoop back. At first, Gil tackles the class himself, and they hum at him all period. So he hires someone else to take over, after telling them not to act like psychopaths. They in turn scare off the replacement with fake blood and prosthetics, reminiscent of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When he says he'll find other replacements, the students threaten to continue to do it unless Shoop comes back. Once Shoop is convinced to return, he and his students begin correctly preparing for the final exam. When the day comes, Shoop is surprised by Jerome, who left the class for the bathroom 6 weeks ago, only to return to class and take the test. He explains his absence only by claiming his zipper got stuck. As it turns out, Jerome surprises everyone by scoring highest in the class, with 91%. The exam goes mostly smoothly, except when Rhonda goes into labor near the end, later giving her grounds for a makeup test. Most of the class doesn't pass, which offers Gil a chance to follow through on his firing threat from earlier. However, when parents show up to speak on Shoop's behalf, they not only protest his firing, but claim how much better their children are doing. Shoop takes the opportunity to explain that the students all showed widespread improvement in more ways, despite not passing. The principal grants Shoop tenure due to his positive effect on the otherwise wayward students. In the end, Shoop and Robin get together, and they kiss on the beach to finish the film. And that's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this recap as much as we did. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. That way you won't miss a single video.